How would you like to unlock your potential or your company's potential with AI Master? In today's episode, you'll discover how to automate any task or workflow with AI agents. And Sam Blake will tell us how to do it. And what's so special about Sam is he's the founder of AIPU, the leading online platform for AI training. And he helps people and businesses harness the power of artificial intelligence to save time, boost productivity, and create new income streams. And through AIPU's one-time certification program, learners get lifetime access to 99 AI tools, 17 automation bots, and a massive prompt library, a complete toolkit to master AI. So, Sam, tell us about how can entrepreneurs automate any task or workflow with AI agents?
AI Superwoman podcast with Lily Patrascu shares the world's most innovative AI tools and processes to go from technophobe to AI pro, attract leads, close sales, automate your business, enhance productivity, and deploy AI agents to do your work.
Well, I would say that the technology is progressing so fast, and the answer to that a couple weeks ago is completely different today. But I will say every aspect of business can be automated, and a large majority of what we're teaching is tools like Zapier. They actually have a tool called AI Agents. You can tell it exactly what you want it to do. It can connect between two different apps and connect it. Now, there's also pre-built chatbots, which we provide. So that's huge. Automating sales, customer service, whether it's emails, phone, Facebook messages. And then, of course, there's content creation, creating videos, creating ebooks, courses. It can all be done with very little effort, and you get world-class quality everything.
Thank you. Give me an example of how you would use AI agents to make more sales.
Well, we have all of our content creation automated. By automated, I mean all of our video team uses tools to create the videos, create the sales. And then when we advertise, what we do is we take the data and then we put it into AI. AI will tell us where we should promote. And then in addition to that, we will take our top ads, our top ad copy, and then put it into a sheet, upload it to AI. Based on the cost per purchase, it will give us the best ads and the best creatives and targeting to promote to.
Thank you. Tell us exactly what you would use for this.
What's that?
What AI agent would you use to set this up? Because at the moment, I feel like it's very great, like generic information, but I'm looking for something very specific, like something implementable that people can use.
Of course, yeah. So there's three primary LLMs, AIs. There's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, and there's Claude. I strongly suggest when working on any project to use all three of them to see which LLM gets the best results. Because on any given week, that answer is going to be different. These companies are progressing so fast. Right now, in my opinion, Gemini scores number one on a lot of things. When it comes to language, certainly ChatGPT. When it comes to coding, Claude is right up there with Gemini. But in terms of image generation, video creation, Gemini is absolutely number one, aside from Sora, who is the best, but doesn't let you export videos.
Thank you. Now, tell me, for someone who hasn't yet tried to monetize through social media, because I've had so many people, on my podcast and in general, you can say the entire social media of TikTok and so on is just flooded with AIs that can produce content and can cut into bids and all these different things, but I'm not so clear on the actual sales part. So I am clear, let's say if you're already running ads, you can insert this data into an AI, but I'm not sure which one because you haven't said yet, to actually analyze, okay, the copy of this is better than this one and so on. But imagine someone who is not making any sort of sales. Imagine like a coach who's very good at what they do and they want to make some sales. Where would they get started, and with what kind of AI agents? What exactly would they start doing?
Absolutely. Great question. And, that was the question we had almost all of our students asking. And we were teaching our students how to become AI consultants. Frankly, nobody wants to become an AI consultant. And so, as you said, most people have businesses or things they're passionate about. So that's why we decided we're going to teach people not only how to get traction through advertising and viral ads, but how to set up brand deals, how to have these monetization pathways. As with YouTube, you can get paid for the advertising. So really, it all comes down to media. I've run an advertising company for 10 years, and ultimately, we're a media company, and ultimately, anybody who's in business, they're a media company because that is sales. So the very first thing that anyone needs to do is work on creating content, whether that's courses. Courses that provide a tremendous amount of value. They can start out with a free giveaway, or what I highly suggest is that everybody, no matter what industry they're doing, they create good videos that educate the customer and position themselves as an expert. Because when your ideal client realizes that you know what you're talking about, the sale becomes a lot easier.
Thank you. Okay, so let's say a life coach of some sort that has not yet made any sales on social media. What they would do is they would start creating some content to educate the customer, and then where would they take this to actually make sales? How do they go from that to actually making millions in sales through AI agents, for example?
So I'm really glad that you brought up this example, because I just saw a phenomenal life coach who I was really interested in. This was yesterday, actually. He was like a male. It was, I don't know, almost like a masculinity coach, helping people improve their relationships or something like that, embody the masculine energy in their relationship. And so he went on, it was about a 2 or 3 minute video talking about common problems in marriages and relationship dynamics. And he provided some insight, which was extremely impactful for me. And then on his profile, on his bio, because I wanted to click, I'm like, well, how do I learn more about this guy? So he had this link to a survey. He said, join our group for free. And so as I was filling out the survey, he was asking me questions. And some of the questions he was asking me were qualifying questions, such as, would you be willing to invest $5,000? I'm sorry, 5 figures, or it was 4 figures, in order to improve your life. So I think that's that's great for any business. You start out with free content, right? And then you qualify people with questions. Really, it's about using AI to create content, to educate your consumer, and at the same time build trust in yourself, and then also using AI to automate the follow-up process. Also using AI to build things like courses and memberships. You can use AI to build anything, whether it's an app, you can sell the app. You can, coaches in particularly, they're selling coaching sessions. So what you do is you create this content which generates leads for you. And then you create an automated sequence to sort through those leads and follow up with them, whether that's with chatbots or simply a custom Python script, which is sorting through these leads, giving you the best ones, and even setting up appointments. And that's where Zapier comes in, is they can fill out this survey, and then the qualified leads can be directed to your Google Calendar and set up an appointment with you. And so the next thing you know, all you're doing is creating viral content with AI. You're posting 3 posts a day on your social media profile. You've got 50 to 100 people filling out your free form, and 40 of those are signing up for your free community where they get additional content from you. And then a small percentage of those, maybe even 1 to 2%, are saying, okay, look, I'd be interested in spending 4 figures with you. Let's book a call and talk about it. Because that's the matter of the fact. Even your qualified customers, you're only going to close a certain percentage of them. So you have to have some method of bringing them in and sorting them and then following up with the ones who are interested in buying.
Thank you. Let's take the example of someone who has a podcast like me. Okay. I've seen other people that, for example, say comment podcast and I'll send you, I don't know, the full episode. Or I've seen other people that were, let's say, in the fitness niche, and they were saying like, okay, comment fitness and I'll send you, I don't know, something. Tell us, how can someone automate what happens after that when someone, let's say, comments, let's say on TikTok or on Instagram or on Facebook? Because, for example, let's say at the moment I have a chatbot that I don't think it's an AI chatbot. It's just like a normal chatbot using ChatFuel on my Facebook. And it's really saving me a lot of time. I mean, it has been saving a lot of time in the last few years, because I think about 12,000 people a year contact me. And of course, it's like a small number, but, trying to answer to 12,000 people who contact you is, is not so easy. But I'm sure that there is something more advanced right now than ChatFuel that is using AI. Because, for example, let's say at the moment, let's say someone comments, I don't know, can't remember what it was. They have to comment like get started or something. And then from there, they get kind of triggered into a sequence where it's like, okay, you want book publishing, click here. You want graphic design, click here. You want whatever, click here. And they're taken through a sequence, and the ones that qualify can actually get up to book a call with me. But I'm wondering whether there's something more advanced than that uses AI and AI agents that would be able to actually understand what the customer is saying. Because I think a lot of my customers that are that are going through that sequence could be getting quite frustrated, because perhaps maybe what they actually wanted is not fulfilled by that preset template of the chatbot.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question. And there's two softwares I know about that you can connect an LLM directly to them. Only one of them I used, and it works fantastic. So for what you're talking about, the sequences, we use ManyChat. We have something called ManyChat. We actually provide 17 templates to our students. So when they sign up, they can connect it right to their Facebook. Now, ManyChat also released an AI feature. This was quite some time. It was 4 or 5 months ago. Now, I haven't used it, but what I have used, and it works excellent, is Go High Level. So they have a feature where you can connect ChatGPT or other LLMs directly to it, train the AI on what your company is about and common questions it will answer. So we'll actually have a conversation with them. And you can also set it so it waits 1 minute before replying. Now, I have experimented with these things and they work fantastic. For my purposes, we stopped using them because we have staff on hand already. I think especially in, if you have staff and they can handle the volume, I mean, I think sometimes it's better to have the human aspect, but absolutely, definitely that can all be automated with AI. And certainly I wouldn't try to code it yourself. There was a wise person I met who used to work with the founders at one of the founding teams of HP. He said, when it's a commodity, don't build it yourself. Only build it yourself when it's something unique, because you do not want to compete with $1 billion behemoth. Also, they've got more time and resources to build this better and better. So yeah, these tools, in addition to that, there's Zapier, and Zapier Zapier is certainly the most, and this was just like, they just made some improvements in the last couple of weeks that I've seen. It's free. It's fantastic. It's one of the most exciting things I've seen in AI, their AI agent feature. So you go in there and you tell it exactly what you want, exactly what you're talking about. Say you want to connect ChatGPT to your responses, it will code that whole thing for you. This is going to put a lot of companies out of business for sure, because Go High Level, they definitely did that. And they definitely have that service where you can pay for that. But if you want to, get around Go High Level, not pay the $99 a month, code it yourself with Zapier. Which is a fee as well, but it's going to be a little bit cheaper.
Thank you. So let's say in this example where I was like using ChatFuel in order to automate the conversations that people are having with my Facebook Messenger, Tell me how the conversations would differ leveraging these AI agents using, let's say, ManyChat or Zapier. Would the conversations be better? Would the AI agents understand better what the customer is saying and adapt what they're responding?
So you can go with these type of things. You could go a million different ways. It's really it's how this only limit is your imagination. So there's really no limit to what you can do. If you want to have a conversation with them, you can have a conversation with them. But I'm fairly certain most customers and people are not just looking for an AI to have a conversation with. And so what I would do, first of all, is take a look at the conversations. Always started out with humans. Understand what your typical responses are, and if there is a need to have AI involved, because there may not be. If there's only 4 or 5 typical responses, you can just trigger keywords and then give them that response. But if you want something a little more custom, then you can get AI involved. It really just depends on the complexity of what of the conversations and what type of services you're offering. Some people may be interested in, if you have 4 or 5 different services and you're considering, okay, maybe this type of person is qualified for 3 different services, and then it starts getting complicated. You've got 25 or 50 different scenarios. But if it was just, okay, look, we just have to have this person set up a calendar appointment and or a free ebook, I would simplify it. I would use something like ManyChat or ChatFuel, as you said.
Thank you. Let's say for someone who is a life coach or coach of some sort that has, let's say, 30 different options of like low ticket stuff, medium levels stuff, and then ultra high ticket programs to offer. How would you use AI agents to reduce overwhelm on the customer that might be buying whatever that coach is offering, and to optimize the overall program that they're offering? Is it that someone would have to like manually kind of strategize how this could work the best, and then from there you would just like introduce some AI agents to implement it?
Well, how I would approach that is, because if you're going to be pitching a cold audience on your highest ticket, the highest ticket product, maybe 1 out of 1,000 times you'll sell them. But I think the best method for any business is to start them out on free or low ticket items. Build trust with them. They call that a loss leader. Build trust with them. Work yourself up to these higher ticket items. So it's just, you're going to be putting all the customers through a sequence. And the one product leads to another. They gain that benefit and now they want the next benefit. And, of course, as in any business, you've got to make sure you're providing benefit. And as long as you're a customer's first company, they will keep coming back. But you do have to start out small and, build their trust.
Thank you. But tell us how you would use AI agents to actually structure this.
Well, so first of all, every product that you have, I would use. So let me ask you this. There's a difference between AI and AI agents. And there's also a difference between AI and AI agents and agentic AI. So when you refer to AI agents, are you referring to so AI agents are actually bots, which will control your computer. And frankly, there's not a ton of AI agents on the market right now. And, there's experimenting with it with ChatGPT and Claude. However, what is really big is agentic AI. And I believe that's what you're referring to. This is AI, which is trained on completing certain tasks. And so when you refer to AI agents, what exactly is the question in regards to how we would implement that in a sequence?
So let's say you have a life coach who has, let's say, an ebook, a PDF, a checklist, and then also has like a $5,000 program and a $50,000 or a $10,000 or $100,000 program as well. How do you use AI agents to simplify your workload or to just lead to more sales? What can you put in place?
Well, I would use AI at every step of the process. And as we know, with any business, it's not as simple as, okay, let's plug in one AI agent and you're good. There's 4 divisions. There's sales. There's customer service. There's for me, education and then development. And so you've got all those moving parts. And I mean, the first place that I would start with always is building a product with AI, which is more beneficial than anybody has ever provided, ever. So, and that by itself, you're using AI, you're using multiple agentic AIs, flows, and simply LLMs to produce this content. Then in regards to customer service, you're going to use Zapier or ManyChat to follow up with these people. And then now, when you're doing research on market research, use AI. And when you have a list of customers, and you want to create an email sequence for them, you create the email sequence for them and set up an automation so that as soon as they sign up, an email will be sent to them. And then there's another automation that if they reply, they'll get X reply. And if they say, what we have set up on one of my other companies is that AI actually reads the emails and crafts a response, but with AI. And so there's those type of things you can do. And obviously, if you have 10 products, you've got a lot going on. You've got a lot of moving pieces. So certainly you're going to want to what we do, is I have identified that with a customer, there are 7 primary responses that they reply. For example, with customer service, they're either asking about the product, the refund policy, whether they can buy X. And so what we did is we trained our AI, and told, these are the 7 types of responses. And based on this, you can reply on this and address any concerns they have. So it's instead of just providing ManyChat with templates, you're simply talking to the AI and giving it instructions. And it can do whatever you want. So in the process of building or optimizing a company like that, you're not just going to use a couple AI agents or agentic AIs. You're going to, for 20 to 40 to 50 different types of projects within your 4 divisions, you're going to be using agentic AI at every step of the process. And then, I mean, ultimately, we're going to get to the point where there is one AI agent and you say, I want to build a sequence with 10 things, do everything for me. And that's where we're headed. That is where we're headed. Super intelligence, which is going to outperform humans, the planning, the creating, all of that. Right now, the people who are getting ahead are the ones who are creating these plans and often using AI to help create the plans, but also piecing together these 4 divisions. And within those 4 divisions, using AI at every step of the way to optimize them, to create them, and to just, to automate them, of course. And not everything should be automated. So and the reason for that is because there's some things that you need human insight on. For example, with customer service, you want to be aware of what the customers are replying about. For one company, I have customer service automated. For another, I have 2 people on it full time because the responses vary on such a basis, and we have so many new products coming out that, to me, it would be more difficult to simply to train, at least right now, to train the AI every time we created a new product. So certainly it would be possible, but customers, they want that human element. So I think that companies, they should strive for building a hybrid company, and really at the point when AI takes control of everything, then really we as entrepreneurs and society as a whole are in trouble. I hope that we can live, and I believe we will, in this era of abundance where we are becoming a hybrid with AI. I'm not looking forward to the day when AI automates everything, because at what point, because when we get to that point, what use do we as humans have?
Thank you. Give an example of what kind of AI can be used in order to create a sales message, a sales email. To imagine I'm having this conversation with you, okay, on a podcast, and imagine every single day I'm speaking to 15 photocopies of you, but 15 titans, multimillionaires. And let's say I have 30 to 45 minutes of information about what you might be interested in, what you're looking to attract in terms of client and this kind of thing. And imagine I'm trying to offer you sponsorship package for an event where you might be able to actually meet your ideal target market that could pay you, I don't know, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and partnerships and joint venture deals, this kind of thing. Am I able to use any AI that would enable me to basically leverage the information that you gave me here, and then to structure an email that is customized to you, and then not just to you, but to every single person that I've spoken to? Because at the moment, for example, let's say I remember what you said, right? And there are, people who will be talking about their personal life, and they will be saying, okay, I'm looking for this or I'm looking for that. And then I will remember. But let's say now, a few months later, I might forget a lot of the elements, and I might not be able to fully, implement that in an email. But the other thing is also that, when you have a database of thousands of people, it becomes unscalable every time I have a new event, and every time I have a new, event sponsorship opportunity and so on. Even if I remember that you like this or you like that, or you're interested in this or that, it's hard for me to actually customize an email to every single person. So is there any AI that can help me in this process?
Oh yeah, I think that's a great question. And, the questions that you're asking are super important. And certainly I have an answer here. And I do want to say as well that, that's what every business owner needs to be doing, is asking themselves, how can I optimize this? And because there's a lot of areas that we haven't touched yet. And so what you're talking about is absolutely definitely possible. It's probably never been done before. And so I have a brilliant idea for it. So we use Zoom to take notes on all of our meetings. Okay. And so you could easily set up an integration with Slack and Zapier to take those notes as soon as the call is done, and to put together a presentation for the person you're talking to. Now, what I would do is I would take the logos, the business information, the background of this person, and combine it with the notes that you've taken. So you know exactly what he wants, you know exactly what he's about. And then what you can do from there is you can have AI create some sort of presentation about him, what he wants, and what you can offer. The more you make it about him and his company, the better. And then what you can do is you can take all of that information, put it into Google Veo, make an extremely professional presentation. It's got his logo, it's got his image. And then, you've got this brilliant video of him with millions, a real life video with millions of customers lined up, or you've got a video of your event with his logo right there. And, you send him this via email. You say, hey, look, watch this. I've got something for you. Just an opportunity. He opens that up. He sees exactly what you have to offer. It's tailored for him. And to him, it looks like a production that you've invested $10,000 into, but really it took you 30 minutes. And so you can have some sort of custom workflow that you put together for every client like that. And it's really, you put the value first, you show them that you're professional, and that you can produce quality content. They're going to trust you more. And there's also that reciprocity factor. If you go out of your way to produce something of value, even if, especially if they can use that video you've made and use it to promote their business, post on Facebook. God gave us two hands, one for giving, one for getting. And if you give enough, to people what they want, you're going to get exactly what you want.
Thank you. So would you say that it's why, for example, why do you need Slack in this workflow with AI?
You actually don't. I was just thinking about how I had it set up, because we have, all of our Zoom meetings are done through Slack. And so when we're done with a meeting, we get pinged a summary of whoever's on the call gets pinged a summary of the meeting. So I also have other integrations set up, like I have integrations with Trustpilot, so it connects. So Slack is really good with these integrations. If you have a channel, you can take a message and then import it right into Zapier. And that's what we've done with our Slack is, so if somebody puts something on the to-do list, we have a custom to-do list and ideas tracker in our Slack, and then that communicates with Zapier. It will remind people certain channels, and it will send them what their tasks are at the beginning of each day. And then it will remind them of the deadlines, their reoccurring tasks. And then at the end of the day, it will even check in with employees and ask them questions about what they did and if they had any issues that they ran into.
Thank you. So in this case, it would be something like a mind movie where people can visualize what it would be like for them to speak, let's say, in front of hundreds of people, and then for them to like close $1 million deals and this kind of thing. So it's like you're putting the visuals in motion, and that's the thing that you think could add some value in terms of helping potential clients to see themselves in that specific opportunity, rather than just like seeing it on paper and not seeing it visually. Is that the benefit of it?
Well, yeah, and it does three things. One, it does four things really. One, it entertains them. They've got something to watch, which is great. And then two, it makes them, visualize it. And then three, it builds trust as a, just as a business person, somebody who's operating and knows how to use AI. And then the fourth thing it does is it has that element of reciprocity, where, you're providing something of value up front and then asking for something, as opposed to the alternative saying, look, I'm asking you for money and I'll give you value. It's not going to work. You're going to have a small closing ratio. So you always lead with value. Say, look, and then if you give me this small amount, I will give you even more value.
Thank you. Tell us where entrepreneurs can connect with you.
They can email me directly, sam@aiprofessionalsuniversity.com. We're going live with a new training, should be done in the next week or two. It's a viral marketing training where people can use AI to promote viral video or to create viral videos. And also, as you were saying, email sequences, chatbots. We've already got that stuff, but we realized over a period of 6 months that the way that we can help people is through marketing, through creating content, and that's really how they're going to increase abundance. So AIprofessionalsuniversity.com, or email me directly at sam@AIprofessionalsuniversity.
Follow me for more AI productivity tools.